All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another first play on launch day. So this game just came out, and I guess it actually came out yesterday, but it came out late last night. It came out on April 9th. It's now April 10th. This is Gemlands. I know nothing about it. This developer has never made a game, so it's his first title on Steam. If it's an asset flip that he got on the Unity store or something like that, I'm going to know it. I'm going to feel it right away. I've been there, done that way too many times. So I'm going to know if it's a real game that he created himself or it's just, feels like a template. So we're going to find out together if $3 will actually buy you an old PlayStation 1-esque 3D platformer. It's a love letter to that golden era PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64 type 3D platformer. And a first person Metroidvania light package. Evil dimensional witch has started turning residents of Gemlands into critters and animals, and it's up to you to talk to the locals, acquire new tools, and progress your way up to the central tower and through the many pocket worlds the witch has created. Each zone of the game is essentially a small mini biome with its own NPCs and gems to collect, which you can keep track of by bringing up a handy menu anytime those completion is out there. Local legends also tell us the secret isles, which can only be accessed by the best of the adventurers, and provides a higher challenge as well, even more gems to collect. As mentioned, this game is shorter and will only take a few hours to complete. Well, that's a relief because, I didn't read that when I bought it. I was wondering, well, how long is this going to take to play? Because if it's, 20 minutes to beat it, not really worth $3. Yeah, if there's several hours or a few hours for content for $3, yeah, this might very well be worth the price tag. So it is by Kyle Lindsay. It's his first title on Steam. Looks like he made it and developed it himself. Let's just jump in, guys, and without further ado, let's get into Gemlands and see if it's a real game or see if it feels more like a template or an asset flip that the guy just, exported and loaded right up to Steam. All right, welcome back, everybody. So, when we launched this game, this is what we have. And I went ahead and played this game the first time for about 35 minutes, and I don't need this video to be this long to show this game and the problems I have with it. So I really, really like this game. As far as, I do feel like the developer put a lot of work into this game. I feel like he created all these levels, and he's made a nice little indie game, especially for the $3 price tag here. One of the problems, though, I feel like laziness, maybe a rush to get the game up on Steam, I'm not sure, is the biggest problem with this game. I feel like he did so much work, but then he made some decisions that I just don't really understand. So, as you see, one of the maybe lazy decisions he made was to not put any options in the game. So I had to go in and lower the volume on my OBS just so the music and the sound effects don't blow you out of the water, because we have no audio settings in the game. We also don't have any video resolution settings at all, and we have no way to even change from full screen to, windowed mode. So these are really poor decisions, I feel like, on part of the developer. So we're just going to go ahead and hit a new game. We're going to play over what I played earlier, and I just want to go ahead and show you guys quickly, what this game looks like, and it's not an asset flip or whatever. The one problem you see here, at least with me, is I'm getting like sometimes the graphics, you'll see like some static or something, some like black static as I move around. I don't know what that's about, if that's something with my computer, my driver not being up to date, but I do keep my video drivers up to date, but sometimes you'll see these enemies do attack you when you get within range, but it's not very hard because they don't move very fast. But if they hit you, you will lose a health, right? So make sure you don't let them hit you. And then up here, you can come up here, you can hit the E button to open the door. Notice that little arch right there, and when I get close to it, it almost looks like a portal, right? And it has a sign saying up. But one of the problems I had as I got about 30 minutes in the game is I collected all these gems and stuff like that around the base area, and some double jumps and stuff like that around some, little floating pieces of land and stuff like that. basically some jumps, you know, as you make your way, logs, things like that. You collect all these blue gems. But I couldn't figure out how to get high enough because I could see some birds flying around like really high, and I couldn't figure out how to get really high up there. So this is obviously the way, but if we come here and we go into the portal, it doesn't do anything. With the E button, it doesn't do anything. And we come over and talk to this gal. She says, "Hey, adventurer, welcome to Gemlands. Be careful out there. There's a witch turning people into monsters." That's all she says. It looks like she has more to say, but if I hit E, it doesn't do anything. If I hit space, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any way to progress her, what she says. We have this warrior guy. I could defeat the evil dimension witch myself at the top of the tower, but I can't figure out how to get up there. So even this guy basically points out that, hey, I don't know how to get up there. Well, I still think it has to do with that portal. Here, if you have gold, you can buy a piece of health, which seems kind of silly because health is really easy to acquire once you have a sword. And we can come up here, but there's nothing up here except more tables and food. I mean, the developer did a good job on designing everything here, I feel like. And then we talk to this mysterious man. Oh, yes, I see you're an adventurer. Most definitely in need of a weapon. Absolutely. I could craft you one, yes, if you bring me 3 iron ore. Oh, since you're short, my friend, I'll need 3 iron ore. Alright. So, iron ore. I'm going to see if I can remember where I found these 3 iron ores. They're all kind of tucked away in corners. You can open this gate, but there's nothing over there. I do remember that because I was like, why did they even make that? Okay. There's another portal here, and if you read the sign, it'll tell you, legend says this portal will open if a hero defeats the dimensional witch, which is obviously at the top somewhere, and if you find every single crystal and rainbow gem in this world. Right, so that portal will open. So remember, you see the rainbow gems? It looks like there's, what, 5, 8 of them? And then all the gems there you see. Hundreds of gems that you gotta collect in this game. And I guess this portal will open up, and then you can get to the secret isles. Right? So again, come over here, guys, and I know your first iron ore is over here. Yep, right there. So you collect that, you see the 3 iron ore we need at the top of the screen. These are all double jumps over here. And we're collecting rainbows. If you fall off here, you will fall off the world. But the game does sense that and just resets you. And the gems you've collected will stay collected. Like, you don't need to go and recollect all the same gems again. It remembers the ore and the gems you've collected and everything. So here we just have some timing over here to get across. We're going to stay over here and see if we can find... Yeah, there's another iron ore over here. So our second iron ore is right here. Tucked away in a corner. Again, we can't access these chests. We have to have a sword to get that. And is there any over here? I don't think so. Have this jump. Okay, and then you can see another area over there, which is kind of cool. Right. Let's go ahead and do this timing thing and get over here because I'm pretty sure the other iron ore is over here. Again, this is just simple timing. And I haven't been hit by one of these arrows yet, but I'm sure it just takes away one of your 4 health. So this is just double jumps here. And then the other iron ore I thought was over here somewhere. I know I went across this area here and I found the other iron ore. Oh, there it is. Alright, so you can just jump down there. Grab it. Go over here, let's grab all these. This is the other side of that front door, the bar that we went into. Alright. Yep, the other side. Open door that I left open. Just the other side. Actually, we need to go in there because we need to get our iron sword. 3 iron ore now. But it's stand back now, and he does a magic and gives me a sword and tells me I can press 1 or the directional pad up on a controller to equip it. We hit 1, we got our sword. I thought that getting this sword would allow this portal to work so we could get up there, but it doesn't work, so my guess is that we have to make sure we get all the diamonds, not diamonds, but the gems, to proceed. So we probably have to... There's some gems I missed right over here. But the problem I'm having, guys, I want to go ahead and get to the problem I'm having with this game and why I don't want to play it any more than I already have. So I don't know if you guys are already feeling this just watching. This doesn't affect everybody, but it definitely affects a good portion of people. So if you look at your hands, guys, in real life, if you look at your own eyes in the real world, right? Just look at your hands. Put your hands in front of you and look at your hands. And then tell me if you were holding a sword, you would be able to see your hand holding a sword, right? Your eyes, naturally, in real life, would be able to see your hand, gripping that sword. Now, if you look at the game screen, you'll see that we can't see our hand. And this is a problem. This is a problem, especially for me, because after I play this game about 10 to 15 minutes, I start feeling queasy at my stomach. And the problem with this game is that the field of view, the developer has chosen to lock in the field of view at too low of a number. I don't know what that number is, but let's just say it's 70, right? That's probably pretty close. It might be 70, 75, somewhere in there. Okay, it doesn't seem like that's too low, but naturally in the real world, guys, as we go throughout our real life, I believe that our real life field of view out our eyes is somewhere around 90. It might be 80, 90, 92. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Somewhere around there. So let's say this game is locked in at 75 field of view. And I don't know exactly what the field of view is in the game, but the developer has locked in the field of view low enough to where he didn't have to get a hand asset or show the player's hand gripping that sword like you could see if you put your hand in front of your eyes holding a sword in the real world. So what happens is when you play a game like this in your mind from everyday life and living is used to a 90 field of view, let's say, in the real world, and then you start playing a game that's locked in at, say, 70 or 75 or whatever this game is locked in at, for a lot of people that can start making them feel queasy or sick to their stomach. And the more they play, the more I play a game like this, the thicker I'm going to feel, right? And so I am not, I'm simply can't play this game for very long, and I probably never want to complete the game because I don't want to play a whole bunch of 15-minute sessions to try to beat a game because it starts making me feel queasy. Again, this doesn't affect everybody, but it is going to affect, I don't know, maybe let's say a third of the people out there. I don't know if that number is 10% or 30% or even maybe 50%. I don't know. But I know that it does affect more than just me. So I think the developer has made a decision here to begin be lazy, and he didn't want to make a hand asset showing, the hand gripping that sword, so that's why he locked in the field of view at too low of a number, in my opinion. And of course, there's no options in the game, so we can't change that. My advice to this developer would be to put that field of view back at 90 or higher, 95, right? And then if you don't want to show the player's hand, that's fine. I know I would still rather just see a floating sword, like floating in the air with no hand there. That's fine. I would rather back that camera and the field of view up to like 90 and then just show a floating sword if you have to, than just start feeling sick in my stomach. So that's a really easy, change for this developer. All he has to do is go back into the Unity engine, wherever he made this game. I'm assuming it's Unity. And it's just changing a number in the settings in Unity. Just locking that field of view in at like 90 or 95 or whatever. That would be the way to make this game a recommend for me, because I think he made a pretty good little game here. But I'm simply not going to sit here and play a game that makes me start feeling queasy at my stomach. Right? So, and I feel like the developer did this. Like I say, I feel like he didn't want to create a hand, showing a hand grip. But again, you don't have to do that. Just show the fucking sword hanging in the air. That's fine. Again, I think that's better than having people getting sick of their stomach. Maybe the developer himself is not one of those people that that affects, but it definitely affects some people. So, and then again, another poor decision on my part, in my opinion, is to, he chose to allow these mobs to respawn just a few seconds after you kill them, and that would allow a player to, just keep slaying the same mobs over and over again, and getting all the resources and loot again over and over again. But, yep. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool little game. I mean, you have all these different jumps. You have some jumps like this jump here, which is a little bit harder. You have to be a lot more precise with the jumps to get it. We have more chests over here that we can destroy to get more gold. I'm sure you're going to need gold for, different things and different NPCs and stuff like that. But pretty cool little game, guys. I like it. So my problems with the game are, the biggest problem with the game is the field of view is locked in too low. It starts making me feel sick in my stomach. Again, this isn't going to affect everybody. This is a problem for me with a lot of horror games. It seems like they lock in that field of view too low. Now, this is also a problem that I didn't even know what the problem was when I started feeling queasy playing horror games and stuff for years. I always thought it was like bad textures or bad graphics or because it was too dark or whatever, because it seems like most of the time I start feeling queasy playing games. It's a horror game. But then finally, just a few years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, I figured it out that it's when a developer locks in the field of view too low, it starts making me feel sick. So I'm sure this affects other people out there. I would love to know if it affects you as well. But that's my biggest problem with the game. Second biggest problem is no options in the game. No sound settings, nothing like that. I would at least put sound settings in the game. And then another problem I have with the game is when you kill the mobs over and over again, and they will drop loot, and they'll continue dropping loot over and over again. So that allows you to get gold and resources and arrows and stuff like that too quickly, right? So there's some of your loot that is dropping, and they will respawn in just a minute, and I will be able to kill them and get more and more loot. So easy changes. I feel like all three of these problems are pretty easy changes for the developer. Like I said, I feel like he just maybe getting too big of a rush to get this game out and didn't do the easy things that, that could have made this game a lot better. So for those three reasons, I'm not going to give this game a score. I feel like this game could easily be like an 8 out of 10, especially with low $3 price point. But because these three things are the way they are, yeah, this game just basically gets a simple fail in my book. It could be an 8 or a 10, but because of that, I'm not even going to give it a score. It's just simply a not recommend. Because I'm not going to sit here and play a game that makes me feel queasy in my stomach, no matter how good it might be. So that's my review of this game, guys. Hopefully, the developer takes his game to heart and understands that he may not want a third of his players feeling sick of their stomach playing his game. So yeah, just back that field of view up with some easy, audio settings in the game at least would be my recommendation. And then make it so that if you do respawn mobs, make sure they don't drop loot over and over and over and over and over again every time you kill them. So other than that, I like the game, guys. I think it's definitely worth the $3 price tag, especially if you don't care about these problems that I care about. This has been Zox09. Be sure you comment down below. Let me know if this video has inspired you to go buy the game, or inspired you to maybe wait around for these changes to see if this developer makes the changes that I highly recommend. Again, this has been Zox09. Have a great day or night up there, whatever time it is for you, and take care of yourself and all those people that you love. We'll see you in the next video, everybody. Take care.